Good afternoon to all the participants of this very wonderful session. This session is under Inspiring Young Leaders program of AIMS, and the topic today will be Universal Qualities for Quantum Growth, a lovely and a very apt program for the modern times, especially after the COVID and all these type of pandemics. So before before I do the introduction of our expert speaker, I wanted to say a few words about the organizing the organizer AIMS. So about AIMS, in the annals of management education sector, 27th August 1988 should be remembered as a great landmark, as it was on that day the Association of Indian Management Schools, popularly called as AIMS, a highly impact-making networking body was born. AIMS has a strong support of about 550 high-ranking B schools as its members and is one of the largest networking bodies in the world. It is an umbrella organization for the management institutions. AIMS has been involved in protecting the interest of management institutions from the vagaries of respective government regulations, professionalization of management education, creation and dissemination of management related knowledge through its various activities like roundtables for deans directors, faculty and student development events, organizing conventions, both national and at international level, and also national and international seminars and workshops, publication and distribution of AIMS Journal of Management, funding of research projects, and financial assistance. Of late, there has been a spurt in diversifying into new activities for the benefit of deans directors, researchers, faculty and students in the shape of a very innovative program called Inspiring Young Leaders and Knowledge Sharing Sessions at least once every week. It is commendable that AIMS is doing such a wonderful program. These new initiatives are fascinating to many faculty and young minds of students. Some of my own students have been following these weekly seminars, and they're saying that their value addition is very high. We really appreciate AIMS for doing such wonderful programs. So let me introduce Prof. P. Narayana Reddy, sir, a very eminent education expert. A brief introduction of Prof. P. Narayana Reddy, sir. Dr. P. Narayana Reddy worked as the director of the National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management under Ministry of Tourism. After his post-graduation in commerce from SV University, Tirupati in 1979, he finished his PhD in marketing management in 1985 from SK University, Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. He has more than 35 years of experience in teaching, research, and administrative experience. As head School of Management Studies, CBIT, he worked as head School of Management Studies, CBIT, for 16 years, and as an assistant professor and associate professor, and as a head faculty of management and commerce at Goa University for 9 years. As an academician, he has published 20 books, including books on marketing research, research methodology, and statistical tools published by Excel Publications, and entrepreneurship text and cases by Cengage Learning India. He has more than 50 research publications to his credit. As a researcher, he has completed 4 research projects sponsored by UGC and ICSSR New Delhi. He has guided 20 research students for their PhDs, and I'm very glad to say that I'm one of the research scholars. Under Narayana Reddy sir's guidance only I got my PhD, and 7 MPhils. He attended more than 50 national and international seminars and symposiums and presented papers related to education, general management, and entrepreneurship. He also chaired more than 25 technical sessions in seminars organized by various universities and institutions. He has reviewed 4 books written by famous authors. He himself organized 25 national seminars, workshops, and conferences sponsored by national institutions like UGC, AICTE, New Delhi. He has been associated with more than 25 universities and institutions as member board of studies, selection committee member, advisor, and as mentor. He has visited a number of universities in USA, Singapore, Malaysia, Bhutan, and interacted with famous academicians. He is presently Regional Vice President, Association of Indian Management Schools. He was an organizing committee member appointed by the Ministry of Culture and Youth Affairs, Government of India to celebrate Republic 50. He was the president of India's nominee to Central University Kashmir, Central University Rajasthan. He is also a member of AIBMS, AICT. Presently, he is the Department of Business Management head at CBIT, Pottutur, Andhra Pradesh. And a little brief introduction about myself. My name is Dr. M.Anil Ramesh. I have over 35 years experience both in industry and in academics. Presently, I'm working as a professor of marketing and strategy at ICBM School of Business Excellence, Hyderabad. And my maybe just a little bit of understanding about the subject. What would we define on quantum growth? Quantum growth is simply experiencing growth beyond your current situation and growing exponentially. So present day organizations are expecting exponential growth. There has to be a mind shift change, and you need to look at your business in growth not according to your current expectations of growth, but according to the lofty standards that you are aiming for. So in this present seminar, I think we'll be hearing from an expert who will give us this. What are the universal qualities that are needed in young leaders who are attending this session so that they can aim for this quantum growth? Before I hand over the mic to the session to Professor Narayana Reddy, two instructions to all the people who are participating in this webinar. First of all, as and when you get any doubt or you want any clarification, please put it in the chat box. We will be looking at all those questions and we will be taking up these questions at the end, maybe after 35-40 minutes in the Q&A session. And as and when we start the Q&A session, the administrator will share a link for the feedback. Let us be clear, only people who fill the feedback will only get the participation certificate. And the participation certificate, the link will only be available, let us take from the time the admin will start the Q&A session to the end of the session. Once the session closes, you will not be able to get your participation certificates. I hope everybody will have clarity on this. And as and when the session is going on, please feel free to raise your queries and doubts. And thank you very much for this opportunity, AIMS. And now I hand over the session to Narayana Reddy, sir.
A very good afternoon, Professor Anil Ramesh, who is moderating the session. And I, on behalf of my institution and also Association of Indian Management Schools, I welcome all the participants to this very important session, both who are on the live here and also in the Facebook. Before I proceed to the topic on which I would like to share some of my vague thoughts, I'm extremely happy that many of the participants are also known to me. Professor Gurnath Raidu, my ex-colleague, Dr. Ranganath from Anantapur, and many of my colleagues, students, and young friends are there. I welcome all of you for this very important session. Now, I prefer to speak on this particular topic because we have been talking about the growth and development of this particular country. And we have been talking about this particular subject of growth for a period of time. But there are many countries, many organizations, many individuals who are much ahead of us. Much ahead of us. When people are there much ahead of us, then what type of effort we have to put to reach that level and also go beyond that particular level. The existing nature of growth may not be sufficient to become superpower in this world. Because we have been talking about India will be the superpower in the days to come. But just by preaching these words, we may not become superpower unless we as individuals, we as organizations, we as a country takes a strong determination to move forward as an individual and along with the organization, we can make our country a better country by taking a strong decision and also commitment to realize what it is. Again, just by taking some commitment may not sufficient. We must also try to understand how we have to prepare ourselves and how we have to lead our own life and our own life in the organization where we are working and our own organization in the environment in which we are all living. So therefore, I felt that there are certain universal qualities. If we imbibe some of these qualities, I am sure that we develop as an individuals, we can help the organizations to become growth oriented and make our country as a developed one. Now, first and foremost thing, having said that, I would like to share a few slides. Purpose of life. That's what I have been telling. We as individuals and organizations together in the country, we must realize what is the purpose of life. Long back, Woodrow Wilson said, of course, this is very much there in the philosophy of India. You are not here to merely make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with a greater vision, with a fixed spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world and you impoverish yourself if you forget the end. This is very, very important for all of us that we must realize what is the purpose of life, why we are on this particular earth. This is very, very important. Once we realize this particular purpose, much early in our age, will make us to realize that the purpose is very much there before us and they would like to make our life more meaningful. For this purpose, there are a few important things which we all have to understand. When we talk about the growth, development, progress, and enrichment, these four are very, very important for every individual and organizations or society together. Every time I use the word individual, organizations, and the society or the country, the reason is all these things will get integrated from one with the other. Resultantly, we can see the real growth. For the sake of information, growth is four-dimensional issue. Progress, development, growth, and enrichment. Progress is moving forward. Development is raising upwards. Growth is expanding in all directions. And most important thing is enrichment. Enrichment is internal reinforcement of quality as a life or the work. So, if all these four things, progress, development, growth, and enrichment takes place in every individual and in every organization or in every country, I am sure that there is every possibility that instead of realizing the just conventional targets before us, we can make our country to rise in a quantum form. That's what I always say, that the quantum growth, what we call it is. Ordinary growth is not sufficient for the country like India. Quantum growth is important. But to realize the quantum growth, what is more important is we as individuals must imbibe ourselves to realize that with certain qualities. That's what we always say. What is quantum growth? Quantum growth is rapid increase in quantity, quality, and infrastructure. So that means the quantum growth is sudden change towards higher and higher horizons. It's not just to say that Indian economy growth rate will be 6.2% of GDP. Something like this. IMF said like this. Some other organizations stated like this. This 6.2% or 7% is not sufficient for a country like India, where the population of the country is the highest in the world with 142 crore population, but the growth must be quantum. Quantum jump is important in the growth of this country. If we want to see that particular quantum growth, what is most important thing is that we people must realize not the external environment, in the internal aspect of every individual, I must become the part and parcel of this particular quantum growth of this particular country. If I imbibe these qualities, my contribution will be significant to the economy, and my country's economy will be grow much faster compared to any other country. And instead of achieving something like in the next 40 years, we can achieve the same in next 20 years. What we can achieve in the next 20 years, we must achieve in next 6 to 7 years. That's what actually the 5 trillion economy, something like the Prime Minister of the country is saying. Some people are commenting on that, but leave aside. Yes, we have to have high aim, and internally every individual must feel that I must contribute significantly to my economy. But in turn, we become great. We individuals will become the more useful personalities or useful human resource in the country to realize what we wanted actually. Now, I said that to realize this particular noble achievement of the society, there are 8 important qualities that I observed in the literature. These 8 qualities are very, very useful, informative, understandable things. Only thing is, we must understand all these 8 important qualities which are universal in nature. This is required for every individual in the world, and we have to internalize all these 8 qualities. Resultantly, we will become an exponential personalities on our own. That's what I always say that. So now the first and foremost quality for a quantum growth is right learning. Learning is the most important aspect. Learning. What type of learning is very important actually. Learning is an important quality to grow. Learn and earn your development. Learn what is required now. Learn every subject you are dealing with. This is very important. Most of the students, they say this is my specialization. I don't think the specialization which they claim is really a specialization. That's not sufficient. You must be multidimensional. You must be multifaceted personalities. That's why here, learn a new subject every day. Learn from the past, learn about the present, and learn about the future. So, learn knowledge, learn information, learn ideas, and learn to create optimum solutions to the society that it is facing. So, any time is a right time for learning, and whoever in front of you is a teacher. And learn from the teacher, there may be a stop to teach, but there is no stop in learning. Therefore, right learning means continuous learning throughout the life is a basic quality of a person who wanted to grow in higher and higher horizons in the life. Therefore, right learning is the most important quality. Second most important thing is right initiative. See, this is very, very important is what type of initiations we have to make. Very important thing. So, every individual, instead of depending on the others, we have to move on our own. You have to move on your own. We should not wait for someone to prompt us, push us, order us to move. If that type of initiation is there, initiation may not really achieve its best targets. Therefore, as an individual, I must take initiation, I must anticipate the future developments, and I must prepare my plans on my own. That's very, very important. Similarly, an individual must be proactive, reactive, process active, and post active. Therefore, acting after the fact is react. Take situation in hand and drive. This is very important. So therefore, what is right initiation? Right initiation is own initiation with a proper plan. After having a perfect learning facilitates the person to initiate right initiation. That right initiation will come from one's own source. This is very, very important. Next most important quality is right approach. This is very, very important. What is right approach? We are all talking in the management parlance. Our approach must be right. So this is what is important is an individual must be skillful with the past, skillful with the present, and skillful with the future. So, as an individual, I must have past, present, and future orientation. That's what people say, that you must be skillful with your actions, your feelings, and your thoughts. And be skillful to handle top, middle, and operational level. In management parlance, we tell that 3 levels are there. With all 3 levels, we must know how to handle the situation. Similarly, be skillful as a friend, philosopher, and guide. That is what the approach is. Be skillful in completing the work that is there before you. And you must be aware, be alert, and be aware. Therefore, you must also be skillful in moving along with the side and also with the people. That's very, very important. So therefore, right learning, right initiation, and a right approach are the first 3 important qualities of a person who wanted to grow in a quantum fashion. Next most important quality is right place. So, right place is very, very important actually. What is the right place? Most interesting aspect is this. Right place means what? Most of the time we think about, if I have a good organization, I can perform better. No. Don't worry about at which place you are. But you must perform, you can perform in any place where you are, provided you have a better learning, better initiation and better approach. And accept and contribute in whatever place you are. Caution is that when you are there, be there. Don't be here. When you are here, be here and don't be there. This is a common thing, everybody is talking about it. But most of the time, we fail to recognize that. As a result, what happens is, we have to learn something. Present place is the best place. Present time is the best time. Present situation is the right time. Present person is the right person. You are the right person. You have a right time. It is up to you to live in that particular place. That's what actually the eldest brother of Dharma also followed this particular practice. He doesn't bother about what type of place that is. No, you have to, by virtue of your presence there, the environment will bloom, because eldest brother represents the dharma of the society. Therefore, environment will positively respond to his presence. That's what is important. Therefore, right place is very, very important. Similarly, right serving. Another important quality is the most important, right serving. What type of serving? As an individual, as an organization, as a society, what is the right service or serving that I can perform? Do not look who is for you. You be for everyone. Very important, noble understanding. Own success is important, but assisting others to succeed is more important. See the contribution of the individual of a quantum growth. See, help the people as per their need. And your need is weed, and their need is the seed. Therefore, we must serve based on my own standing. We must stand on our own, and we must stand for others, and be for everyone. Be for everyone, but be more for those who are in difficulty. Be for everyone, but be more for those who are in difficulty. Those people who are in difficulty, if you are able to serve them, they treat you as a god. Therefore, giving a hand is a handsome contribution. Therefore, let us try to serve the best to the needy. A person who is in need of a service, please understand and serve them. That is one of the universal quality of a human being who will be remembered even after they leave this particular world. That is the fifth quality. Next, most important thing is right bondage. Very important. Universal quality of a person for a growth and development is right bondage. See, an individual must be amongst the people, and we must move with the people, and we must assist them, we must serve them. See, many times people say that to maintain the peace, we disperse the people. If everybody leaves, peace is maintained. No, that is not the approach. We maintain the peace with the help of people, not without the people. Therefore, let this not be developed into a dependence. We should not make the people to depend on everything. No, that's not a good quality. Therefore, let it not be a chain. Let it be a spirit of bondage, a belonging which is liberalization with liberation. I would like to repeat this. A belonging which is liberalization with liberation. Be connected without being connected. Be connected without being connected. When success comes, move into the background. Let the achievers celebrate and use support for success and be beyond taking credit. That is the most important, the bondage that the people must prefer to have. That is the Indian quality of the Indian spirit, actually. We help the others, let them celebrate the success. You be behind. No doubt, you don't claim that you are the person who achieved it. No, let them enjoy the success. No doubt, you have contributed, but you be behind the scene and see how people are celebrating the success of the team. That's very, very important. And seventh most important thing is very, very important. Right wealth. Right wealth. See, we are all in the process of generating wealth. And enough greed is also there. And Jack Ma also said long back, I remember that particular point. If you achieve 100 crores, that may be yours. If you generate more than 100 crores or $100 million, that is not your money. That is society's money. Let us remember this. Therefore, experiencing the wealth without attachment is the greatest quality of the noble person. And craving for wealth is right. So, experiencing the wealth without attachment and craving for wealth is the right wealth. Earn money without being money-minded. Earn money without being money-minded. And know the wealth. Know the wealth. Know the cost. Know the price. Know the value and know the worth. So, if you are generating the wealth, what is most important is you must know what is the cost involved, what is the price involved, what is the value that you are adding, and the worth that it is generating. That is why it is essential for every individual. Cost is what you incur, reduce it. Price is what you pay, optimize it. Value is what you add, enhance it. Worth is what you retain, preserve it. Right wealth is the right conduct. Therefore, the right wealth generation with the right conduct is the best combination of generating the wealth in this. So that is the seventh important quality. And next most important quality is the right company. Right company. Most important qualities. Many times we ask, who are your friends? Based on that, I can assess your character and caliber. This is a very commonly people are saying. Oh, this is very, very important for a person with the right attitude. Be in the right company. What is the right company? You can decide. And right company is the best medicine for the right person. So, right company is the right path. Being with good people is being with God. Please, the participants try to understand this particular thing. See, being with good people is being with the God, being with the group, being with the organization and the direction. Individuals, groups, organizations, all will move in the right direction towards the godly environment. Because right company, we said that being with the good people is being with the God. Therefore, we must enter into groups, enter into hearts of the people by your contribution, and you become immortal when your contributions are useful after you have passed away. Even after leaving this particular world, your contributions will remain there. People remember that. Physically, we may leave. Our contributions will be creating waves in the society, the generations to come. This is very, very important. Therefore, be a good company, be with good company. Important quality. That's what right company means. You must be a good person and you must be with the good people. So therefore, be in the right company means be in the right people, and right people association is like a medicine. That is what the quality of the person is. Therefore, the universal qualities for quantum growth is right learning, right initiation, right approach, right place, and right serving, right bondage, right wealth, and right company. All these 8 qualities are essential, and all these qualities must get internalized by every individual. All these qualities must be internalized by the organizations where people are working. And the society must imbibe these things, because all these 8 qualities are universal qualities. Right learning, right initiation, right approach, right place, right serving, right bondage, right wealth, and the right people. If you integrate all these qualities into the person, as a result, what happened is we enrich ourselves. By virtue of enriching ourselves, we must be able to contribute significantly to the society. And if all people in the society are with these qualities, what more things needed? And such a people will contribute significantly wherever they are, whatever they do. Resultantly, the economy will flourish like anything. Instead of achieving things in 20 years, you can achieve the same in 5 years or 6 years, because people are such a noble people. Therefore, there is an interesting example for all of us to understand. A small story, maybe time is running out. A small example many of you may be knowing. Vamana and Bali, the king. So, when the Bali has become formidable and his ego has reached to the highest level, the mighty force, the god decided to teach a lesson to Bali. And Vamana, the god appeared in front of Bali as a dwarf, a small man like this. And the Bali asked, what do you want? Who are you? From where you have come? What do you know? To which place you belong to? All these questions, interview questions, actually what we call it as. Bali asked the Vamana about his profile. Then he told all the 8 qualities which I mentioned. I am with the right people. I am with the right wealth. I am at the right place. I initiate the right things. Isn't it? I learn everything society is learned. All learnings belongs to me, he said. Then, what do you want? He asked 3 feet. First feet, he occupied the earth. Second feet, he occupied the universe. Third feet, where do I really understood there? Who is in front of me? Then he offered his head. So quantum growth is that a person in the form of a dwarf a small Maragudzu, what we call it as, a Maragudzu exhibited his mighty posture in few seconds, how this Maragudzu has becoming a mighty force in front of the Bali. Bali could not withstand the growth of the Vamana. Resultantly, what Bali offered is 3 feet. What Vamana accepted is also an interesting thing. That is what a quantum growth is, nothing but the exhibition of dwarf. That type of quantum growth is required for this particular country. And every individual, therefore, that's what it is actually. He came like this, he wanted like this, and finally he took the third one on the head of Bali and pressed the Bali into the earth. Resultantly, what happened is, the great lesson is there for every individual from this particular story. The story is a big story, but I just mentioned in a couple of minutes. The quantum growth is this. That's what India must be able to occupy not only on this earth, and we must also grab and occupy the universe. And we must become the superpower in the world, provided if we are able to imbibe these 8 important universal qualities. That's why what I say is, all these qualities are important qualities and universal qualities, not necessary for one individual, one organization, or one country. Every individual, every organization, every country needs these 8 important qualities. And if we imbibe these things, I am sure that quantum growth is possible on this particular earth with the contribution of India. Therefore, I appeal to all the people who are on the in the participation of this particular inspiring young leaders session and others who are there on the Facebook. Please let us try to understand these important things and realize at the early age. If you realize after 70 years, 80 years, nothing will happen, you cannot contribute significantly to the world. Earlier the better to realize the same. I am sure that those people who are realizing the same, and they can definitely contribute, they will live long even after they leave this particular world. With this few brief presentations, I stop here. We can have some question answers. I don't think I can answer any question, but I'm sure I will try to understand what the questions are and try to discuss on this. Mr. Anil.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you stop sharing the screen, sir?
Yes.
So thank you very much, first of all, Professor Reddy, sir. So before I take anything from the participants, I myself have a question, sir. So quantum growth, the way you explained, all appears to be wonderful. My question straight to you is, sir, young leaders you are addressing, very nice. I think a similar session should be held to our business typhoons and business leaders, sir, without taking any names, whether Indian names or foreign names. Everything seems to be slanting towards materialism. And quantum growth only looks to be in turnovers and shareholding and billions of dollars. Everybody, including the young leaders who are present here, everybody is fascinated by turnovers and billions of dollars. So why don't AIMS also think of organizing such wonderful sessions for business leaders?
Yeah, definitely. Your question is very appropriate and very right. And I mentioned to you in the beginning of my talk. See, progress, development, and growth. All this appears to be a materialistic way. But most important thing and India's contribution is enrichment.
Yes, sir.
Enrichment is basically, it is a internalization of these issues. That means once I internalize the purpose for which I am on this particular earth, I am sure that I not only focus on materialistic approach, but I can also think about the purpose of life. Purpose for which I am here on this earth is very, very important. Unfortunately, some people may realize that we are here to enjoy. Enjoy means eating and maybe associated things. No doubt, these things are very much essential for every individual. But what is more important is, we must realize. Realization also, internalize it. Once I internalize myself, as a result, I'm a changed person. My internalization is nothing but enrichment. My enrichment will contribute significantly for the quality development. Quality development, I always say that. It's not the quantity. Quantity, quality, and other associated things together, we can make the environment better for everybody so that our next generation will enjoy the fruits of our enrichment.
Sure. So I think right, like you correctly said, sir, these 8 elements that you have said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 elements are more looking from a internal perspective.
Yeah.
So that a person need not look at only materialistic growth rather than growing in all directions, including spirituality and help for the society and caring for the others also.
Yes, yeah. See, that's what actually an enriched person will understand the problems of the others.
Yes, sir.
An enriched person can anticipate what is needed in the society.
Sir.
An enriched person will realize what is the noble cause that we are doing. So that's what actually. Yes, I think there's some Samsung is some one hand is raised. Anyway, some questions.
Mostly they're saying thank you very much. Very informative session. Good examples. So I'll just read out one which came in, sir. Somebody said patience is very important for. I think that was a good question that somebody asked. I'll try to get it for you, sir. They said patience is also required for quantum growth in individual life, society, and country.
Yes, see, the patience is nothing but it is internally in a hidden environment. Patience is there.
Sir.
See, if you really learn the purpose of life, you exhibit the patience.
Sir.
If you initiate a right thing, that means right initiation means with the patience only we initiate. So that's why the idea is certainly good actually.
Sir, one more question. Mr. Nagarjuna says, understand money mysteries in the process of wealth generation. He says, we need to understand money mysteries in the process.
See, that is what actually a book is there on understand the psychology of money.
Yes,
sir. Which presently I am reading that particular book.
Sir, in another philosophical way, sir.
Nagarjuna is very right. See, that's what we are all moving around in that particular M.
Sir,
so,
Steve Jobs, sir, Steve Jobs, it is said that he came to India, went to the Himalayas and prayed and got a lot of spirituality. But end of the day, Apple remains to be a very economically driven organization with focus on, I would not like the word, but squeezing as much money as possible out of the customers, but it's very high value items. So maybe you can share some quick thoughts. What did he actually learn in India if he's still producing the same things that he was producing before?
Yes, see, that's what actually he produced so much. He generated so much of wealth. Sir. Finally, he understood what is the purpose of life after reaching the Himalayas or India. Sir. And at the deathbed also, he said what Indians always feel.
Yes, sir.
That's very important. See, that's what we must realize this at an early age.
Yes, sir.
If you would have realized this much early in his age, I am sure he would have developed apple in a much different way.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're 100% correct, sir. I think if you had realized it slightly early, Apple would have taken another different trajectory altogether.
No doubt. It is doing well and it has quality-wise, quantity-wise, fine. But many dimensions are there. Same Apple might be fired the thousands of people.
That is precisely a point which I did not want to say, sir.
That is what is actually. If you realize the purpose of life and if you know the right learning, you don't hurt the others. So that is what actually. Yeah, I think Balanji Reddy.
He's only visible, but he's not. Balanji, you're not on audio. You'll have to put it on the chat box only. We don't have audio to anybody, so you can just type it in the chat box very quickly. We can still take it.
Yeah, there are some 64, many good afternoons and.
Yes, sir. There are a lot of, but mostly appreciation for your session. Wonderful, very unique session, wonderful session, very insightful. Thanks, sir, for the great words. So mostly they're saying very nice example, but not many queries are coming up. Sir.
And
I have one again. Nagarjuna is saying, sir,
Warren
Buffett, one of the world's richest person, has been admired by everyone, not for his money earned from stock market, but making people understand how to make money and contribute to the best deeds of the world. So
yes, that's what actually we must understand from Warren Buffett's understanding of life. He earned so much,
sir,
but his way of leading life like an ordinary person. He has so many things at his doorstep, but he doesn't use the mobile every day like how we carry, as if it is some type of stick under our tree. No, he doesn't utilize just because it is there. He doesn't want.
Sir.
Just because money is there, but people love him. That's what Nagarjuna said. They liked him not for the money which he earned, but the life which he leads. That's what he spends a lot of time with his grandchildren and children.
Sure.
See how he enjoys his life. He derives the satisfaction from his way of leading life. Absolutely. That is why we love him, not because he has more money. But there are a good number of people who has money, but we don't love them. We don't like them. The reason is this man understood. Warren Buffett understood what is the purpose of life. That is what actually we must demarcate between these two, and that's why the Indian sages are respected highest in the world than the rich people.
Sir, if you give me permission, Swami Vivekananda said in US it is the clothes that make the man, whereas in India it's a man is important, not the type of clothes that he wears.
Yes,
in fact, Vivekananda himself said that, sir. It is not the clothes. Yeah, it is a person. Yeah, that is more important than what he wears or how he is dressed or the attire. Yes,
the Nagarjuna again, he says that the richest people should follow the enrichment.
Exactly. Yes. Nagarjuna is echoing what I said, sir. I think the richest people should be given training like this. It is not materialism.
See, that is what is needed is. People are after money, but after that what?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, they don't get a right answer after some time.
Yes, sir.
That's what actually Alchemist book says the same thing. You are in search of money, you are such a wealth. By the time you realize it and look back your life has already gone.
Absolutely, sir.
So that's what. So therefore, my humble submission to all, to please, if you get a chart between Vamana and Bali, the conversation between these two makes a very, very important lesson. See, whatever I said, 8 qualities, these 8 qualities are drawn from the conversation between Vamana and Bali. These are not my points which I developed on my own. No. So the conversation has given an opportunity for us to understand. That's what actually the meaning of a dialogue says. Finally, I would like to take one minute to say, when Bali asked, my dear Vamana, who are you? What is your profile? From where you come? What knowledge you possess? And what is the wealth to which country you belong? The answer, please, I am just reading. What to say about my place? I fully fill each and every place in the universe. How to say to whom I belong? I move on my own in steps short and long. What to say? How I move? In all three ways, easily I move. Why to say this I learned, that I learned? All learnings surely I learn. And I don't look who is for me, but everybody is looking for me. That's how he says. This is what actually learning, serving, bondage, wealth generation, people with whom you are living, what initiation and what approach. All these 8 things have come just in this particular conversation. And it is important for all of us, while working materialistically to realize its goals, we must also have spirituality at an individual level, at organization level, at society level. That's why India is uniquely different from the rest of the world.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. And it was a pleasure having you as an expert. And first of all, I should thank AIMS for initiating and doing such a wonderful topic on universal qualities for quantum growth. And I also want to thank all the participants. I'm sure a lot of participants had a lot of questions. So, sir, with your permission, I'm sharing your Gmail ID. So one small correction is Narayana, it should be in small. It has come in capital letter. So everything small, narayana.poli@gmail.com. So if you have any further queries, please get in touch with Narayana Reddy sir. Narayana, it should be small. So all small dot poli@gmail.com. So sir is such a nice person that he will definitely answer all your queries, and you can definitely take this offline and get whatever clarification that are needed from Professor Narayana Reddy sir. So thank you also AIMS for such a lovely session, and thank you all.
And I wish that everyone will have some takeaways from this session. And I'm also looking forward, all the participants, please attend the sessions which are going to come in the days to follow. And AIMS is creating a great opportunity for everyone. If anybody is having an idea to share with on this particular platform, they are most welcome. And this is a good initiation by the AIMS, the present environment. And let us take the share of this particular satisfaction and move forward. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, AIMS, and thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening. God bless all.